So yeah, I thought the debate skill is like essential for anybody, right? Even you know a lot of things you're not able to express it or share with the people. It's kind of a pity, and it's unfortunate, right? That kind of thing. So I kind of really encourage her, and I think that is one of the essential skills to have. So that's why I really kind of I was never really a pushing or tiger mom, that kind of like a stereotype of a mother, but I do push my kids to face some challenge. For example, for Claire, it is the debate. So I kind of pushed her through at the very beginning. She did share with me later one of her most traumatizing experience was a debate tournament in UBC. That's her first one. She said that she even cried in the bathroom, but she didn't want to let me know because mommy will always say, oh, no, you have to do it. So I admit, maybe that back then I was especially only for this debate, like a kind of a thing. I kind of pushed a little bit, but I feel really personally, I think I did the right thing because I can definitely see her transform from where she was and to where she is today. And not only her debate skill is across the board, right? Her interaction with people and her like impromptu skill to respond to things. And it also help her schoolwork, like especially in high school. Her social study, her AP exams, for example, that kind of thing. Another thing is very obvious is her way to look at the world. Because when like everybody have their generation thing, right, kind of. So we look at things from more like it also have our background, whatever, limited too, right? So when we look at issue, for example, any international issue, like any whatever social issues, right? We have our predefined mindset. In our case, like in adults, like in parents' case, right? But for the younger kids, they don't. They pretty much they use their angle to look at the world, their experience, what they learn from school, from peers, from coach, different kind of experience, right? So, and I think because she has the exposure in the debate world, especially a coach helped them a lot to look at things from different perspectives. So they are quite different from us because I think personally it's very easy for me to fall under some trap to look at some things with one single aspect, and perspective. We think, okay, that's what I see. I think it's probably for everybody, it's a challenge to switch the angle, put yourself into different situation, different perspective. But I think for them, they get training in such a young age, they became naturally able to look at things from a different angle. And I think that is very beneficial for them to maintain open-minded, to be more embracive. I just think I can definitely see it's for her to have a mental well-being because you don't get stuck with anything, right? So and I think that's a lot the things like from school education, like current school education, or like from parents like myself, the background we came from, was able to provide to the kids. So yeah, I think the debate experience for Claire is I would say it's really, really essential for her development. Yeah. I'm definitely for writing. I'm not 100% sure because some people are naturally kind of coming naturally is pretty good at writing, right? And she does read a lot of things too. But for sure, for the social studies, the course in high school, and like all her social studies is pretty, almost, yeah. So, and I definitely would say that's benefit her, yeah. Even for her AP exam, for her history, she took world history and US history AP exams. From what I can tell, it's like effortlessly, right? She didn't. We don't take her to any what we call the training, whatever. No, just she 100% self-study. Yeah. So I think that equip her with the skills required to do that. I wouldn't say specifically for any topic, but it's the way of the thinking, right? For social study, you need to analyze pros and cons, for example. What if? What if? A lot of what if did not happen. What things would be different if things happen differently? That kind of thing. It's more like analytical thinking skills. And I think debate, because you need to came up the argument, convincing points, right, to support your statements, whatever. And I think that kind of a logical thinking, analytical skills definitely help for her school learning, for sure. Yeah. For Claire herself, my mindset was not necessary to participate as many tournaments as possible. No, actually it's the other way around, because at the beginning when she was in the younger grades, I was not really encourage her to participate in tournaments over the world here and there. No, I said no, just whatever you need to build up your skill, solid. And if somewhere convenient for UBC, whatever, here was low cost, because we are not rich family, we're not honest. But it's not about the money a lot of time. It's about the mindset and strategy to do things, right? So I'm more likely, I was mainly encourage her to learn a skill, develop your skill, solid, like I said. But when she hit the grade 9, grade 10, started to participate some of the tournaments, it became naturally to accept win or lose, because it's just like it's a process itself. For example, if you have a tournament coming along, you have or don't have, you prepare a case, right? You go through all this research, all this mental process. It's already enhancement of your thinking skill. That the process itself is variable. It's not necessarily you go tournament, you fight and you win or you lose. Itself is just an indicator. It's not 100%, sometimes not even 100% indicator. But more or less, I would say, you can tell, right, at the beginning for her tournament, she's like, we call it, what we call the indicator, the results, not as consistent. But after a while, you can see no matter which tournament, what kind of parent judge you encounter, that overall the curve is definitely going up. She's pretty consistent, moving up and moving up. Even maybe she did not get a champion whatsoever. Sometimes, we don't really look at that as significant. But for us, it's more like, okay, girl, we kind of know you already established that kind of skill. Not necessarily got a champion, but you are definitely one of the champions. Because, debate it could be quite, I wouldn't say 100% random, but it definitely has some, uncertainty there. Mm-hmm. So no big deal. So again, that's another skill that, for kids to develop that, to face so-called failure. Mm-hmm. A lot of the time in this society, failure or success is not the clear-cut line, right? It's just more like for your mindset itself. If I knew, after a tournament, for example, you pretty much have a general idea where you're at, and because you have your opponents, you debate against other teams, right? You learn from other people too. You also always reevaluate yourself constantly. And I think that process is probably a lot more important than the final result, if you are a champion or not. Yeah. For myself or my family, we are pretty happy with Claire's development. We knew she may not become a champion, she may not even get whatever things, so-called, but we know where she is. We're pretty happy about it. Yeah. Like I said, Claire did not really participate too many tournaments. We never was like a word, like a pursuer. We were never like that. But yeah, I can see when she's in a tournament, she's very excited and she cares about her team member, and she's very committed, determined, and I think that's another very good quality. You are in your team, you need to commit. Even sometimes, they make mistake, they will recover right away and work together. I think there was one time they prepared the wrong side. They prepared the wrong side of the debate, and last 5 minutes, they realized, and the girls put up pretty nicely. And I think that's very very present for me to see that happen, right? I think debate, because they always switch sides, right, here and there, really foster kids' open-mindedness. Being open-minded, personally, based on my work experience, I think it's very essential, crucial to be successful in a working environment, because in this world, like wicked people is very, I wouldn't say it's not that many wicked people. A lot of time came from misunderstanding or misjudgment or misperception, that kind of thing, right? So if you're able to open up and be kind and communicate, exchange, to find out, curious, to make some inquiry, there is not much conflict, I would say. A lot of the time, that's my personal experience, right? Like I said, first of all, you make the assumption most people are good people or want to be good people, right? Nice people. So I don't know. I think definitely once you understand, you're willing to understand the other people more acceptable to you as well. And I think that's very important in a leadership, per se, right? So yeah, I think the debate really helps for little kids to look at things from different angle, perspective, from other people's perspective a lot of time, opposite side of the perspective. And I think that is probably one of the most important thing to eliminate any obstacle in the future, in a working environment, because you understand people understand you. But I think a lot of parents, they sometimes maybe, if they don't let go of that kind of mindset, right, they are going to suffer for themselves and their kids. And that's a lose-lose situation. What's the point? I mean, life is short. We're not here just to fight or to get that one spot. We're here to enjoy, and I wouldn't say really enjoy, to understand a lot of, to comprehend a lot of things, And I think that's a lot more important than what's the trophy or whatever.